All right, so today we are grazing cover crops with sheep. So we have a garden plot area. It's actually my sister's and not mine. But she planted clover, cereal, rye, and vetch in there. She did it as a means of boosting her soil fertility for the upcoming growing season. Those particular plants, I'm not specific on what they add to the soil. I think it's nitrogen, so on and so forth. But she planted them, they grew, and I am bringing my sheep through to graze them off before she tills it up and plants her spring garden. Alright, so we got them all moved over except for the babies back here. They are currently orphaned because their mom cares more about food than taking care of them. So I'm just gonna run them back to the group. Everybody's in. That was not super fun. They went everywhere. But the lambs are back with their mom or trying to find her. Grazing happy now. What I'm gonna do is we initially gave them the whole plot of clover, which is a legume, and that is something that they can bloat on really easily, especially since they came off of a paddock that was dry as a bone from the fact that it's winter right now. So we sectioned off a greater portion of the clover patch so that they didn't overeat it, and we're gonna give them little by little the rest of it over the next couple of days. I'm also going to put a bale of hay in their trough so they can balance themselves out, because this stuff is pretty green compared to what they've been grazing on so far. So what happens here is that you get kind of like a double action going on. You plant the cover crops to increase soil fertility. You bring the sheep through that graze it, leaving their manure behind, further increasing soil fertility. But what the sheep also do is, with the hoof action on the ground, they kind of till it up in a sense themselves and break up that sort of hard pan area. So it's really a win-win all around to use all of these animals and plants in one system. So what we've got back here is actually horse compost. We have a local kind of equestrian center, and we get there horse bedding, which is perfect for our garden, and it also is something that we use to fertilize our pastures with. We have a small little manure spreader, and we'll use that to spread on our pastures. The horse manure that we got going on up here, the horse compost, it's a bedding, so it is both the horse manure plus all of the wood shavings and chips from the stalls, so it's perfect. Plus it's like a good little tanning bed area for lambs. Okay, so we are grazing cover crops with sheep here, following up on day number 2. They've been here for about 36 hours, and as you can see, they have completely stripped the garden bed and all that we had sectioned off for them to eat of the cover crop yesterday. I just pulled back the line and gave them a little bit more of the cover crop to eat. We are limiting it, like I said earlier, for the fact that they'll bloat if they have too much of this certain legume in here, which is clover, and I think that vetch is also in there. So we're kind of budgeting them on how much they're eating. But they are stripping it clean. We typically do not graze to the ground unless we are grazing our cover crop, which is, we would normally till it up anyhow, but we're using the animals in here to clear it out. And plus they get a little boost from the protein in that crop. So they're loving it. Cats always give you a front row seat at the most disgusting parts of their life. Sorry to any cat lovers, but this guy is coughing up a furball while she's planting her spring seeds.
This is pretty disgusting.
So, with the sheep grazing off all of our cover crops, what do you have going on here?
I am planting seeds.
What kind of seeds?
Spring garden 2021. Leafy greens, and then I'm going to do carrots and peas and just basically any early spring crop that you can think of out in the garden.
And so you're starting them here in little seed pods?
Yes.
And then you'll keep them indoors or outdoors or just on the porch?
I'll keep them on the porch. If it gets super cold, I'll take them in, but out on the porch for the most part.
You gonna live?
Jasmine.
Okay, this is Jasmine. All right, Jasmine, yeah. Go be private while you do that, okay?